Hello Geezebos and welcome back to another FIFA 23 Drayton Town career mode. So we're approaching the end of the season. We're in March, literally the 1st of March. We've got this episode now, and then of course we have April, and then the biggest one of May, where the season is coming to an end, and it's going to be a very, I would say, difficult end of the season. There are certain ways that this can go in a scenario. From now, we play really bad and end up in the playoffs, or we play really good and win the title, or we play sort of really well but just miss out on that title but still get second place. So there's a couple of scenarios that can go through. The first scenario was Paul Hooper should have scored and should have done better. Great run from Ryan, but really poor finishing from Paul. Took it really close to the goalkeeper, and then we got a bit of luck that we probably deserved, that we haven't had in recent games. The keeper came out, tried to collect it, didn't get it. B happily takes it off the defender's feet and taps it into an empty net. And when you're down the bottom, like Sheffield United are, Ipswich, sorry, that is the sort of luck that you don't want to go against you. It's a poor goal to concede from their point of view, and when you're in that bottom three, stuff like that happens. Really good defending from Ryan here, keeps out Connor Chaplin, does really well, but Marcus Harness whips in a corner. I don't think we deal with it really. It goes towards, I think it's Chris, he doesn't win the header. Dan, I think Dan either goes in for a tackle. I went to clear it, I guess, with Dan because the ball's in the air, so I'm going to clear it with Dan. Dan goes in for the tackle, and unfortunately for us, it ends in a Ipswich equaliser. They could have gone in front actually early in the second half, but they wasted opportunity from Ipswich, and you really need to take them. And we just go up the other end of the field. We pick it up here with Paul. It's a good ball over to Ocean. He couldn't quite get there. Paul wins it back. It's a lot of pinball. It's off the hand, and we managed to get a free kick, which we send in. Here we pick it up. Neil's going to take it because, of course, there's no Mikey still out injured and will be for another 6 weeks. But Neil sends it in over to Dan Everett, and a bullet header up and over the goalkeeper. It's a fantastic finish, and it's a really good header as well. And it's into the corner to restore our lead moments before Ipswich should have gone 2-1 up themselves. And then just after the hour mark, Paul does well to win it back. Tight that could have won it because of giveaway, probably a red card that Paul could have had. I think that this was a red card for the Ipswich man. He was very lucky to stay on the field, Raheem Harper. I generally believe that was a red card. It's a challenge. It's from behind. It's dirty. It's reckless. If you challenge like that in any league, you get a red card. Look, it's from behind, nowhere near the ball. And them sort of challenges can end in serious injuries as well. But thankfully, Neil is not injured, and he manages to stay on the field. And with that, we go and punish Ipswich by going 3-1 up. Danny doing a little jiggle of a celebration there, makes it 3-1 and ends the game, and probably Ipswich's hopes, because, last 10 minutes you can get back into it when it's only one goal. And then Ocean does well, feeds it into Danny, hits an absolute corker into the top corner. Danny coming off the bench, probably showing Ocean how it's done, because Ocean hasn't scored in a couple of games, I believe. And of course, Mikey was averaging a goal every game, if not 2 goals for every 3 games that he was playing. So he was doing really well, Mikey. But Ocean's not hitting that standards, but Danny definitely is in that respect. In terms of next is Burnley at home, and of course we got battered away from home by Burnley. Really tough team. Definitely, I would say definitely a Premier League team, but they're one of them teams that are going to be a yo-yo team that go up and down, up and down. And of course, we don't really want to see that in the leagues. We kind of really want to just see a cemented team actually just stay there. You might get one season wonder from someone. They get a lucky goal. Keelan comes in. I think Ryan was injured in one of the last games, and of course, squad rotation is key. But it's a lucky goal from Burnley's point of view. Just hits it into the ground. It's really frustrating for us to concede that type of goal. But yeah, it's a really annoying goal. And then here, Dan's just late. It's poor. We had the ball. We could have cleared it. It started a counter-attack. But Dan just goes in reckless. There's no need for it. Gives away a penalty. 2-0 down. Makes our sort of, a task harder, shall we say. Especially against this Burnley side. They're absolutely on fire. But then I would expect them to be higher up in the league than they actually are. it then became 3, and then it was really game over. It's interesting, some players go from hero to zero. Dan was a hero last week, scoring in the Ipswich win, but then conceding the penalty and really ending doubts here. Neil's probably the only person was really close for a chance with us. He goes really, really close with a free kick. And then here, Danny, you can see that our fans have all left, but Danny puts a really good ball over the top. Neil actually does finish that one. It's a good side for finish. You can see Burnley is still in the FA Cup and they got Leicester away. Here, Danny should have scored, but he hit it straight to the goalkeeper. He could have passed it across as well. It was going all out attack, you've got to, but really wasted opportunities and chances. And yeah, I wouldn't say it's points dropped, but we really made it difficult for ourselves in trying to get back up into that sort of position when you're 2-0 down with 30 minutes played. You just make it really hard on yourself. You don't really give yourself a fighting chance. So yeah, one to completely forget about and start again. Sheffield United at home this time, and we do really well. Sheffield United are wasteful on the ball. They take too long. Joe straight in there, great challenge. We get the ball, we put the ball in the back of the net through Ocean, who's scored finally. Here, Sheffield United has a good chance here. It's really good play. I don't think that this is a penalty, and I hope for FIFA or EA24, whatever it is going to be, they're going to change these tackles, because if you press circle, you just give away a foul, regardless if it's a penalty or not, or a free kick or a foul or whatever. You just seem to give away quite a lot. Sheffield United do dispatch that into the corner, so it is 1-1. Into the second half, they give it away again. Sheffield United were very, very poor in giving it away. Joey with a long shot just wide of the post, agonisingly just goes a little bit wide of the post. And then again, we give away a free kick in a wide position. We managed to get it clear. Jax does well, feeds it into myself to start a counter-attack. Ocean straight down the middle, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. You'd put your money on him to score, and he does just that to give us a 2-1 lead and restore our advantage. Learning tips off Mikey, that is most likely, because Ocean is a good finisher sometimes, especially with Mikey. He can finish as well in a one-on-one situation. And then it just got really weird this game. It's a really good ball. Ollie McBurney, what a finish that is. Yes, it's in and off the post, but it was a really good finish. Good touch and turn, just curled it into the far corner, and he makes it 2-2 in a really entertaining game. And then here, Joe absolutely sold the defender. What a ball. Potential for B to be offside. He does header it into the back of the net, but when I looked back, I was thinking, B ran miles offside. The right back who went in to challenge me was keeping them all on line, and then B was there to nod in and restore our lead, and make it 3-2. And that's how it ends in an entertaining game against Sheffield United. There was a very, very good side. They played actually really good football. Didn't do what EA sort of AI do, when they just pass it across the goal and score easy tap-ins. It was an actual really, really good game in that respect. So, really good game against Sheffield United. And then we get a hard game. I know all the championship games are really hard, and I understand that. But when you play Burnley, West Brom, and Sheffield United all in kind of like 2 weeks, it's one of them way games. But if you want to be up that top of that league, this is the games that you've got to win. Of course, West Brom battered us 5-2, I believe, in the Cup. So a bit of revenge here. I'd rather take the 3 points in this game than obviously the Cup win. We get off kind of well. We start really well. It's an early shot from myself to nearly make it 1-0. And then Alex Moret is probably a genius over set pieces. It delivers a really good ball. It's a really good save. And then we see it out for a corner, which we deal with until they get a throw in here. And there's a really good ball. Mow it into Jed Wallace, who causes us problems all the time. And then here, Chris, it's not like in my eyes, it's not a penalty. It makes me frustrated. It makes me want to turn the game off and just start again, because them situations, it's not a penalty. Jed Wallace scores to make it 1-0 right before half time. Really frustrating time to concede as well, because we actually played really, really well. But it's just frustrating that it was a penalty when it wasn't. And then I expected the rest to blow the whistle, but I put it over the top with Joe just before it hit that 1 minute mark. And Neil finishes it really well. Really great finish into that corner. Makes it 1-1. Minute over, but I think we were already on the attack. And I think the goal went in around about minute 35, minute 40. So couldn't really stop it. straight after half time, no, West Brom go back in front, and it's another good goal. Sov's just not getting used to these curled angle shots, and then the Asante Thomas into clearing, and there's a good finish. Sov should be saving that, but I'm not going to blame Sov completely, because I think that the AI need to change, or the game base needs to change it, that it doesn't go in like that, and it's an easy save for the goalkeeper. Neil grabs one back to make it 3-2. Entertaining games these are against the sides in and around us as well. But yeah, we try to push up. I sort of push three people up front. B comes back, wins it really well. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he tries to square it across into Neil. The easy Jew goal. I know comment sections are going to hate me for that, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And then B gets lucky and he chips it. I nearly messed it up twice, the pass, and then I nearly chipped it as well. So yeah, it was really good finishing, and we come back from 2-1 down to come back at 2-2. The good news, the prodigal son, Mikey, returns into this game. It's not a good start from us. It's poor defending, really. I don't know what Tommy was doing. He just heads it back to the defence. Don't need to do it. Get rid and clear your lines as well. So, yeah, really, really poor finishing from that. In terms of Luton Town, right down the bottom, but these are the more difficult games. Novio here, got to be stronger. Dan gives it away, and it's nearly 2-0. I thought Ian saved it, but it hit the bar and went over. But yeah, we're really on the ropes here, absolutely struggling against the poor Luton side, it has to be said. But they were running the show. Again, it's another penalty. I don't think it is, but obviously, like, it has. Like, I understand that it is, and they've gone left all 3 times that I've given away penalties here, by the way. But like, I understand it has to be a penalty because you make the challenge, but I just don't feel like there's enough contact for it to be a penalty. We get one back. It's a weird cross from myself, really high in the air. I didn't mean to put it that high. I thought Paul again was offside, but the ball just floated so long in the air that Paul was able to bring it down and header it into the empty net. So that made it 2-1, and we really needed a second goal to push on to the second half, and we get it thanks to Jax with an absolutely pinpoint header. It's a good ball from Neil up and over the top, but I appreciate the finish from Jax in between 2 defenders. When I was actually playing it, I actually celebrated Mikey's name. I thought Mikey scored, came in off the bench to score. The prodigal son returns and gets us a point, but it wasn't meant to be because we conceded here. But then we made it 3-3 in a thrilling game. Neil making it 3-3. Neil's actually playing really, really well. I expect to see this in the Premier League. Otherwise, it's going to be very poor from him. And then, as soon as no more, we made it 3-3. I made a block shot, but Alfie just trying to take too many touches, get dispossessed. And it's a finish from Luton. When I had my hands in my controllers, I actually dropped it and just put my hands in my head because I really felt sorry for Alfie. It just came at him. It was a hard shot. It was one of them like fizzing shots. It hit Chris. It just fell at Alfie's feet. It was a heavy touch, and it just rolled out in front of him. He got tackled, and Luton go win the game. But it was been a poor month for us. Many dropped points. Really disappointing in that respect. Crystal Palace are 6 points in front of us, and we're only 3 points off in third place as well. So yeah, it's not been a great month in that respect. Mikey is back, which is great, and he is obviously still on 28 goals. B smashing it on 24 goals. Neil jumped up massively. Ocean has now overtaken me in goals, so obviously fantastic for him. I'm on 10. Jax with that goal in that Luton game puts him on 8, just outside 10. Paul nearly on 10 as well. Tommy is probably just setting the bar there, but everyone's scoring a lot of goals. Clean sheets, not great. Still 1 for Ian, 8 for Sov, and none for Alfie. Alfie is potentially going to be starting some games because Ian's just not performing at the standard that we want. But that is going to wrap up the end of the video, guys. It has been a very fantastic episode for sort of content, but yes, please do like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all for April of the finale.